ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ fateh. Welcome to another segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. The recitation continues from Asavadi Mahalla Panjava, composition of the fifth Tanak in Asavadi Rag, which is a part of Rag Asa. The recitation first. Manasa a-sabad-a-day gur syo net dhyaane ha drid sant mant gyan ha seva gur charan ha tau miliye gur kripaan mere mana rahau toote ann pran ha ravyo sarb than ha lahyo jam pyan ha पायो पेड़ थानहा ताऊ चूकी सगल कान लहनो जिस मथानहा पै पावक पार परानहा निज घरत से थानहा हर रस रसे मानहा लाथी तिस पुखानहा नानक सहज समायो रे मना. So the Guru in this passage stresses the importance of the Gur, or the Satgur, as the mediating principle for inner transformation. So Gurmat, Gurbani, Gur-Shabad are conceptual pillars in Sikhi, but here they represent a living practice. First is inspired love. When the mind is inspired by the love of the One, has only one expectation, one yearning, which is Manasa a-sabad-a-day. That is the first requirement. Our relationship with the Guru happens to be very transactional, whereas here there is only one yearning, which is that of union, of realization. And then Gursyo Ned Dhyanaha, ever attentive to the word of the Guru. So not only are you inspired by love of the One, but you have to pay attention to the word, to the Shabad, which is also called Gur Shabad-a-Abhyas. Then the third requirement is Drid Sant Mant Gyanaha. Be resolute, be committed to the way of the Sant. And what is the way of the Sant? It is a way of bhakti, devotion, submission. And then the fourth requirement, which summarizes the first four lines here, Seva Gur Charanaha. The things that have been listed above, you have to submit yourself to that practice. So there is attentiveness involved, there is resoluteness involved. You have to be attentive to the wisdom that is being dispensed through Gurbani. You have to be committed to the way of the Sant, devotion, love. And you have to have focus, one focus, Mansa ek-manaha. Tau miliye gur kirpan mere mana. Then the grace of the Guru will actually bring self-realization. That is the central message here. And then in the following lines, the Guru goes on to say what is the effect of this. After tau miliye gur kirpan mere bana, what happens? Toote aan parnaha, ravyo sarb thanha, lahyo jam pyanha, payo ped thanha, tau chuki sagal kaan. All dependencies are then dropped. You're fully independent. Why? Because you have gotten rid of your delusions. Tute ana paramaha. Param, delusion. What is the essential delusion? It's body identification. You begin to realize that you're not the body But you are Ravyo Sarvataha. You are that one. You are an essence of that one which permeates everything. And then Lahyo Jamapayanaha, fear of death, is obviated, obviously, because you realize you're not the body. Essentially, you are the self, which doesn't die, never is born. Payo Ved Dhanha, you discover the source of life. Why would you be afraid of death? In fact, you realize that life and death are not separate. They are two sides of the same coin. So the fear of death is obviated, and then Tauchuki Sagalakan. That's how all dependencies are dropped. You're fully liberated. So you're liberated from the limitations of the ego. So, inspired love, Manasa eka manaha, attentiveness to the word, Gursyunet dhyanha, and resoluteness in practicing the way of the Sant, Dridasanta Mant Gyanaha. And only when you submit to this practice, Seva Gur Charanaha, that the self is realized. Tau miliye Gur Kirpana mere mana. So this is the practice. And that leads to enlightenment, which we just described, lines 6 through 10. Freedom from the delusion of ego identification, tute arna paramaha, leading to the experience of oneness, ravyo sarvatanaha. And the illusion of death is removed. And then eventually, says Nanak, you're in balance, you're in sahaj. And when you're in sahaj, you are united. The two are the same. So this is the practice of Sikhi based on Gurmat. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.